I'm a huge overthinker, which we talked about in the very beginning. So increasing my prices was, and you and I talked about that through the course as well, was huge for me. I was freaking out like not even a little bit, a lot. So just that, I think that barrier of breaking through some of your own self-limiting beliefs, maybe the things that are holding you back. That one, I think of everything, the mindset stuff around that was huge for me.
This is the online trainer show, trainer show, trainer show. This is the online trainer show. We shouldn't have a podcast.
All right, everybody. My system tells me that we're live. So I am here with Melisa Shevchenko. Did I pronounce that right?
You did, yeah.
Yes, nailed it. And we were talking about her hair. Her hair looks great. My hair looks not so good because I bike to work. So I wear a bike helmet. So now none of you can make fun of my hair anymore. I am excited to talk to Melisa for a few reasons. One is that she uses challenges to get people to buy into her longer term program. And I think that's something that we're really going to talk about here is we all know that we want clients to benefit in the long term from what we're doing. We all know that, fitness is a journey, not a destination. But if you don't use something to get people to kind of buy into what you're doing early on, you could have a really hard time getting them to commit longer term. In addition, Melissa's just crushing it. I mean, in May, she had her first $9,500 a month. But what's really, really cool is that basically she uses, and she'll tell you a bit about it, but she's using like a 6-week challenge that she was then converting people into her ongoing, what's called Badass Tribe. In the 6-week challenge, before she started working in level 2 of the Online Trainer Academy, she was charging $150 for, and she was getting 20 to 30 people. That's her max that she wants each challenge. She was running them at that point 3 to 4 times a year. Now she's running it 6 times a year. So she's increased the frequency. And her most recent challenge that she did in June, she sold out before registration ended and charged $350 a person. And so that's an extra $4,000 for the 20 people, just by virtue of increasing the price from $150 to $350. And her next one, she said she's going to move up to $550. In addition to, of course, moving her Badass Tribe up, which was $99 a month before she started working with us in level 2. And now she's doing $300 a month. So you can see pretty quick how much those numbers have increased in a very short period of time for her. And really, it's no extra work. She's still taking the same amount of clients. She's still offering the same program. There's just a couple differences of how she's selling each part of it, which I want to talk to her about and share that with you. And the result is many, 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 many more thousands of dollars each month for her, which is great. So, Melisa, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
And I know you said before you were a little bit nervous. This is your first Facebook Live, so we'll go easy on you. I joked because my first Facebook Live was last week, and with the interviews that we were doing there. But I wanna ask you first. Tell me about the structure of your challenge. Tell me kind of what you offer there, because I think a lot of people listening now and in the future are going to be interested in that.
Yeah, for sure. So I do a 6-week challenge. What I do is I run it sort of like, I guess, what I call a fat loss course. So I do it very simple, basic, manageable, sustainable processes. I do daily lessons, habits based on fat loss. I provide a 6-week fitness program, do nutritional coaching, but I break it down, like I said, like a fat loss course. Mm-hmm. The first 2 to 3 weeks, there's actually a check-in every single day. And then I kind of deviate and go 2 to 3 check-ins a week for the last.
Can you tell me how those check-ins work? What do you do with those?
It varies. Sometimes I do just Zoom calls where we do Q&As. And there's a very detailed check-in once a week as well where I do, they email me and they give me a list of, how things are going with their workout. It's just a very brief check-in, but it's still something that keeps them connected to me through the whole 6 weeks.
Got it. So there's a fair amount of personal attention that you're giving.
There is. And I do that intentionally because I want them to have a personal connection with me and feel me and not need me per se, but still have that personal connection to their coach, who's providing them the accountability moving forward.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily need you. It's more.
No, it's not need.
it's more realize what you can offer. Like, how would they ever
Exactly.
know if you've never kind of had that? Which is one of the reasons why we're doing these Facebook Lives. Like, most people don't really know what we offer, what we actually do, because we've never really spoken about
That's
it,
right.
because it's been in private beta for so long. So, and it's still private, but we're starting to open it up more and more and more. Okay, so the 6 weeks are going. So what do you help them achieve in those 6 weeks? What's the goal of the program?
The goal of the program really is to break fat loss down into a very simple process, so people aren't, because based on my own personal experience with fat loss, women especially tend to way overthink it and overcomplicate it. So the goal of the program is really just to make fat loss simple and sustainable and manageable for, busy lifestyles, and
Right.
for women who constantly want to be on the scale and those kind of things. So I just teach all those things. And in general, people, lose anywhere between 10 to 12 pounds in the 6 week period.
Cool.
Some people only lose 5, some people lose 12, some people lose 10, but there's that variation.
What are you giving them? How are you delivering them? Are you delivering them programming, nutrition? What are you delivering them?
So I deliver them a program, a fitness program, 6 weeks. I delivered
Custom designed?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
okay.
delivered them nutritional coaching via habits and calorie based. So both habit based and calorie based. So the daily lessons that I give are very habit based. You learn things, but you also build habits. And then I do calories for each individual person as well.
Oh, okay. So you're really going pretty in deep. Okay, now talk to me about why, because you started with a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think that the challenge is so important to start with at that 6 weeks versus just getting them to sign up for training on day one?
What I've found, so originally after I did OTA 1, I actually started these challenges right away. And I always found that the challenges, instead of just go very deep into coaching with me on a personal one-on-one basis, the challenges bring that community, and they bring that, I guess, the clients kind of get to know how I coach. They begin to trust me. They build rapport with me. It builds that, that earning of the trust with me as a coach and how I coach, but also the community of other women going through the exact same things as these other women are. And they relate and they talk to each other in the group. And it's very, very motivating and encouraging for them.
That's super cool. And that's one of the things that I love about starting with a challenge. I think it's so powerful for a lot of trainers is it allows you to get that buy-in from your clients.
Yes, exactly.
So often I think a lot of really well-intentioned trainers struggle because they're trying to get somebody to commit for like a long-term program right off of the bat without that person really knowing them. And there are some companies in our space that can successfully do this, but what you don't see is the years and years and years and years of branding that this company has put in, the often millions per month in advertising spend that they spend as well. And that's really what it takes. Unfortunately, in the fitness industry, in the world that we live in, that we love to hate so much, we often have to bend without breaking because we're competing against so much sensationalism, and human nature is to jump on something that's quick and easy.
Absolutely.
And I mean, I do it too. I don't do it in fitness because I maximize in fitness. It's what I'm, good at. It's my background. And I think a lot of people here too, but in a lot of places in my world, I jump on things that are quick and easy, and it probably really frustrates real practitioners in those industries.
Right, exactly, yeah.
And so that's where challenges come in. That's where challenges are so powerful. But what you do really well here is you get committed to a challenge, you make pretty good money for the challenge, but then you're getting them to buy in longer term. So tell me about how you were converting people before to your ongoing program. Was it called Badass Tribe before?
Yeah.
So tell me how you were converting people to the Badass Tribe before. Keep in mind, everybody, before level 2 of OTA, Melisa was working with people at $150 a month for the 6 weeks of the challenge, and then trying to convert people into $99 a month continuity with this badass tribe. Now she's at $350 for the challenge, moving up to $550, and the badass tribe is $300 a month. So like 300 to 400 times her revenue there. But talk to me about 3 to 4 times, not 300 to 400 times. That would be ridiculous. We're not good at math here. We can count in 45s, 35s, and 25s. So
That's right.
talk to me about how you were converting people before.
So
and then we're going to get into how you're doing it now.
So before the OTA 2, I was actually presenting the tribe as just a written post in the 6-week group with simply a link. Here is the link to proceed if you want to proceed. Here are the prices. If you're interested, click the link and join. There was really nothing more than that. There was no anything else. It was just simply the link. It was a description. I would write a post about the description of what the tribe included, everything that it entailed, and then, like I said, just the link sent.
And how well did that work?
It worked okay, but the price was, small, but it worked okay. But I was getting originally when I decided to do the tribe, I actually had, I think, 15 people sign up at once. But these people had done maybe 5 challenges with me in a row.
Oh, okay. So you had done a whole bunch of challenges. So you had everybody who had been through the challenges, and then you started the tribe. So you had a batch of people versus trying to convert like people from one challenge into the tribe systematically each time. Yeah, that's actually, I'm glad that we're talking about this. We didn't plan it before, but
no,
that's really a great point, because a lot of the time when you start this thing, you don't realize like how much work you've done up to that point, and you basically capture all of it in one foul swoop, and then that becomes your new normal, which can be really problematic.
Yes. So originally, which we didn't talk about previous to this, but originally I had been doing challenges and only challenges. So I didn't have any legacy type program. And I only actually introduced the Badass Tribe into my business model. I don't know if that was early last year or maybe the year before. And that's why I had so many people do challenge after challenge after challenge after challenge.
Because you had nothing else.
Why
they just wanted to do something with you, but you had nothing else.
Exactly. So that's why then I had 15 people or 20 people at once jump on board with my tribe right away.
How many challenges had you done up to that point? You can ballpark it.
I have been running challenges since 2016 after I did the first OTA. And even if we say 4 a year, so that's 4 years, well, say 3 years at 4 a year. So that's 12, 15, say.
Wow. So you had done all of those challenges beforehand, never had anything to bring them into. People had been continuing on the challenges, and then you introduced sort of this continuity bit. Cool. And then, like I said, in one foul swoop, everybody who was ready to move on with you moved on, and that became your new normal. It's so common for us to think, okay, great, I can do this every time.
Right.
So what happened the second time? You ran a challenge and invited people to it.
I think let's just say I had 20 people join the challenge. I think I got 2 to join the tribe, maybe 3 or 4, but it was a way smaller number.
Which is not a growing business. It's not nobody's retiring on that.
No, that's right.
And now you mentioned that also some of the people who were joining the tribe were not the right people to be joining the tribe. Can you tell me about that? How you kind of figured that out and came to that conclusion, and how much that sucked to work with people who weren't right for it?
Well, I think that in the beginning, for me personally anyway, I think that I thought I could help everybody. Didn't matter who they were, what, we all know, I think, as trainers that some clients are just not ready or they think they're ready, but they're not ready, even if, you're trying to do your best with coaching. But some people would come into the tribe, and then I would find that I was doing more work trying to reach out to them to see where they were at, why they weren't doing their workouts, why this wasn't happening. And, that was taking a lot of my time to follow up with these people. They weren't doing their check-ins. There was a lot of things that weren't happening.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think with OTA too, I've really learned more about how to ask the proper questions, build rapport with clients, qualify the client, and really find out their deep why. And then that helps us build a little bit more of a connection, so that the people that I am bringing into the tribe are actually ready. They really want my help. They know their why. They feel it, I guess, for lack of better words.
Hey, Jonathan Goodman here. This podcast is made possible thanks to people like you. Here's a quick word from our sponsors. Are you still trying to pick your online training software? If so, let me make this easy for you. Go with PT Distinction. It's truly the best, and I'm not just saying that because they're our sponsor. We actually use PT Distinction for our own online fitness business, online trainer coaching, and we're really happy with it. From onboarding to programming to client communication, PT Distinction has everything you need to run your online fitness business smoothly, and it's super simple to use. Now, normally they offer a free 30-day trial, but as a listener of the Online Trainer Show, you get a free 60-day trial, so you can make sure you love them before spending a dime. If you want to deliver first-class service to your clients while reclaiming your time, then visit onlinetrainer.com/PTD to sign up for your free 60-day trial today. If you're a fitness nutrition coach that's looking to master online coaching so that you can help more people, make more money, and have more freedom, then the Online Trainer Academy can help. OTA gives you the framework, knowledge, and support to have predictable success with your online coaching business. From marketing to business development to how to assess and motivate your clients online, it is constantly updated and refreshed to keep up with a dynamic market. Not only that, OTA is proven. In 7 years, we've helped over 30,000 coaches in 87 countries go online. Truth is, we know what works, so you can get right to the success part. And in case you're busy working a full-time job or you're a full-time parent, know that you can go at your own pace. There's no deadlines to complete OTA, and you have lifetime access. That said, if you are ready to make a rapid change and finish the course in the next 8 to 12 weeks, you can expect to invest 3 to 5 hours each week on the program. And here's the best part. If you join today, you will make an extra $1,000 a month in 90 days, or I'll give you your money back. So if you're ready to build the fitness business you want and make the money you deserve, go to onlinetrainer.com/academy to enroll today. And I hope to see you in there. There's a quick question from Tina here. She says, you're running your challenge in a private Facebook group. Can you just get into a little bit about how you actually technically facilitate it?
Yeah, so I do. The people who decide to join, all go into a private Facebook group. And within that Facebook group, I do everything in there, everything. So we do check-ins within there. We do all the daily lessons. I don't do anything through email, everything is done directly through the Facebook group.
Email is where dreams go to die.
Yeah, everything, exactly. All communication and everything is done through the Facebook group. It's a private Facebook group. I send everybody just the access to get in there as they join, and absolutely everything is run through there. It makes it easier for me, and it makes it easier for all of them, because then when somebody has a question that's if they have a private question that's really private and they want to reach out to me, they can, but otherwise everything absolutely goes through the group.
How do you send the programs?
Trainerize.
Okay, so you use Trainerize in tandem with use Trainerize to manage their programs and get their data and stuff like that, and
Yes.
then you use the Facebook group to foster the community
to facilitate everything else. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. Okay, thanks for that, Tina. Hope that helps you. So you spoke a bit about helping to figuring out how to identify who the right people were for your program. And I know from our conversations before, and also from your experience in level 2 of OTA, you're now not just bringing on people who are right for your program and making sure of that and having a higher success rate, but you're also charging more. can you tell me about how that happens, what the process is? Because instead of a individual or a single like post promoting your legacy group, how do you do things now? How is it different?
So what I do now is at about, I guess, the halfway mark on my 6-week group, we have meetings set up. So I'll do phone calls with each of these people. And in the phone calls, it'll be, I guess, like a consult. So I've always done consults with my in-person clients, but I've never gotten on the phone with an online client before this course. So at the 3 to 4 week mark, I'm setting up meetings with these people for a checkpoint, and we'll go over, how they feel about the group, how they feel about the coaching, their progress thus far, and then we'll talk about my legacy program and moving them in there. We'll go over again their why, we'll dig deep into what they want to achieve and those kind of things, and go from there, which is not something I've ever done before, as I said.
Talk to me about how those checkpoint calls are booked, because I think that's key. Because, at the end of the program, if you're like, hey, let's get on a call, your success rate on that call or getting that call booked is going to be basically zero. So,
right. Go ahead.
So talk to me about how it's booked.
So I just set them up as an appointment with each individual person. But I don't do it right away, because I want to see how the people flow through the first 3 weeks, because even though I've accepted them into my 6 week, they may still not be right for my badass tribe, because I don't know them that well in the initial 6 week, and the 6 week is not that long, but I generally tend to get a good feel for a client by about the 3 week mark. So I'm just setting them up as an appointment, as a meeting. And then
when do you set up that meeting?
I'm setting it up at about, well, actually I haven't, I'm doing it this week for the 3rd week. So this current one is the first one I will be doing this for, because it's the June one. So this is my first one post OTA 2 course.
Ooh, exciting.
Ooh. So I'm setting all the meetings up this week for the 3rd week phone calls.
Yeah, which is what I wanted to get at. That's the key. You set the phone calls up not at the end of the person's program. You book the meeting near the beginning when they start, and you book the call for near the middle to the end.
Yeah, and I like doing.
But you schedule it near the beginning.
Yeah, I like doing it at the 3 week mark, because generally people start to, either wonder about their progress, or they're excited about their progress, or there may be things that need to be tweaked so that they get more progress moving into the last 3 weeks. So I kind of like that, because they actually get excited about talking to me at the 3 week mark. Even prior to this, when I was doing like a more of a written check-in post in the group, I always found that at the 3 week mark, people would get a little bit more excited, because they knew they were going to, say, take their measurements or something like that.
Right. Well, and that's actually really cool. That it's a way for you to check in, but it's also a way for you to adjust or adapt anything they're doing. And also, I think what we should probably mention here is they know they're in a 6 week challenge. If they're enjoying it, they're wondering what's next. And
That's right.
Perhaps a little bit worried about what's next, because at this point, they're probably making progress that they've tried to make for a long time, and feeling good about the progress and feeling good about the momentum, and scared that it is going to stop. And so you can meet them where they are at that point.
Exactly.
I love that. Yeah, I love that. And
I'm actually excited about doing it.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. So what's gonna be the structure of your calls? I'm actually super interested myself, because normally when we teach, so we teach in OTA 2 the checkpoint calls, and of course they're different with everybody, but we absolutely teach the process of exactly how to book the call right at the beginning of somebody's process, and then renewing them and build the script with you and stuff like that. But so that it's super effective. But this idea of using it kind of combined to check in on the progress and keep moving them forward in a challenge is really interesting to me for a lot of reasons. And so I'm curious to how you're going to do it.
My thought process is that I will talk to them about the actual challenge and how they feel about it. Obviously build some rapport with them, but the thing that I like about doing the 3-week checkpoint is that I'll already have built some rapport with these people. They already know me. I already know them. They've seen my face. They know my voice because there's videos that go on in the
Right.
private group and stuff. So I already have some rapport built. But we'll be checking in. I'll be wanting to get some feedback about how they feel about the program, what their progress is thus far. And then we'll talk about, again, like the script that I learned in OTA 2, we'll still talk about like the digging deep, where they want to go from here, what they feel is holding them back, if anything. I really want to get deep with them and find out where they're still struggling, but I also want to dig into their progress thus far in the 6-week and how they really feel about the community and the structure of the
Right.
group and those kind of things moving forward. Because realistically, my Badass Tribe kind of runs that way too. It's not as in depth as the 6-week, but there's still a lot of community there.
Cool. That's so great that you do it at that point. And are you renewing people straight on that call? Are you getting them signed up?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then do you prorate it because they're still going to be in your challenge for 3 weeks, or do you just basically take their first payment for continuing on and just move them on?
My intent is to take their payment for continuing on, because at the 3-week mark, they'll pay, and then I'll be able to have enough time to set up their programming and everything for the moving forward. And then
Right.
that may be something actually, now that you speak about, that I have to think about a little bit more, but that was my thought process originally, but I may have to think about that.
Well, I think you don't know. I think what you're talking about is probably the right way to do it. To get their payment right away,
Yeah.
and then they continue on, and you just keep moving them on. But you could say to them, "Hey, there's going to be a week lag."
Yeah.
Right? So when you finish the 6 weeks of the challenge, there's going to be a week off. Like, I'm going to give you what to do for that week, but there's going to be a week off for the community as we transition you into the next one, which is probably kind of a good thing anyway. I mean, after a 6-week intensive thing, like, take a step back, assess, do a lot of mindfulness work, do a lot of kind of catch up type work, and then jump into the next. I think that's great. Awesome. Let's talk about a few like major takeaways, because you had a pretty good system already before you came into level 2 of OTA, and you didn't actually change that much. And this is not uncommon if you've listened to a couple of these lives. You didn't actually change that much of what you delivered to your people. You were already delivering a good service, and you maybe tweaked a couple little things here and there, but not a lot. I mean, some people who come in, we really need to work with them on that. Some people not. But what you're getting out of what you're delivering seems to be just this exponential rise. So what was one or two maybe of the big breakthroughs that led to that, you think?
I think that there are a lot of them.
Okay, give me 4 or 5 then.
One, I think, is confidence. As you kind of go through the process in OTA 2, and you realize, like, I felt like my brain was fried almost the whole way through the whole course, because it was so intense. But as you go through week to week and you're building on your business, and your momentum is improving, you feel more confident. And like I told you before before we got live here, that even just going from the 150 to the 350 and it's selling out, that first person that bought, I was like, oh wow.
Yeah.
Just those kind of things that. And then there's the
that's $4,000 extra dollars for the exact same work.
Exactly. Yeah. And
like,
then
it's that different.
Exactly. And then there's fears around, I think, increasing your prices and those things. And then you have people like Igor, Jason, Andrea, Chloe, who really help you. They really help you with those things. They give you little tidbits. They give you, and it really, really helps you as you move forward, or as you grow, I guess. And I wasn't physically talking to anybody on the phone before, so that's totally new. I was only doing everything through DMs or through my 6-week group, which is totally new for me. And it's huge. I can totally see, like, it's huge.
I mean, a lot of people are apprehensive of doing it. You have to be much more protective of your time. And you have to only get on the phone with people that you think might be a good fit, which is why I like your system. You're kind of gauging that before you get on the phone with them. Or else you can really blow a lot of time on phone calls where like you might enjoy the phone call, you might enjoy talking to the person, but they were never right for your program. And and so, I mean, we teach like a 2-call system, basically like a vetting system where you vet people first. And one of the things that some of our earlier OTA 2 students are doing now is because they've built the scripts and because they built the system, well, if you've built a good system, you can hand it off to somebody else to run. So they're actually handing off their sales process to salespeople to run.
Right.
And then other people are actually doing the sales. It's funny because other folks are actually handing off a lot of their training to other people because they want to be doing the sales. Either way, the system is the system. Any other breakthroughs or anything like that as we sort of start to wrap it up a bit?
I'm a huge overthinker, which we talked about in the very beginning. So increasing my prices was, and you and I talked about that through the course as well, was huge for me. I was freaking out, like not even a little bit, a lot. So just that, I think that barrier of breaking through some of your own self-limiting beliefs, maybe the things that are holding you back. That one, I think of everything, the mindset stuff around that was huge for me. That really, I think, maybe propelled me more forward than anything else. Just those breaking some of and I'm still working through those. I'm not there yet by any means, but I'm working through them, and I feel like every week I get better and better. But though that's probably my own self-limiting beliefs and my own overthinking and all those things is probably the biggest one for me. And
so how did you get over that? How are you beginning to get over that? I wouldn't say that you're at the end of the journey. None of us are.
Definitely. I have, the coaches that you have within the group, like Yegor and Andrea and Jason, they've all been really helpful. And, we have been doing meetings about that. They've given me little tidbits and little things that kind of stick with me. Like one thing Yegor says is, what's the worst that can happen? And Jason's thing is, if it's either a win or a lesson.
Yeah.
Those kind of things really stick with me.
Yeah.
And if you repeat those things to yourself and even just other kinds of affirmations, I feel like it really does help. I know it sounds maybe woohoo or whatever, but those things, I feel like those things really help.
I'll give you a behind the scenes as we were creating the materials for this a long time ago now, but as we were creating the materials for this, every time that there was like an affirmation or like a woo-woo, I would just post an Eat, Pray, Love GIF. Because we had multiple people working on it and all the edits, and every time that Jason would write in something that was like woo woo or whatever, I just make fun of him a bit with an Eat, Pray, Love thing. But I mean, it's super useful. Like it's super important. I just feel like, I don't know, it's what I do sometimes. It's just kind of poke fun and stuff like that as we're editing it. Okay. Last thing, Melissa, what would you say if somebody's considering joining OTA 2, not quite sure, if they're ready or whatever it is, what would you say to them?
I think that if you're at all considering leveling up your business, if online training is where you want to go with your business, this is something you have to do. You should just do it. Get in there, get involved, level up. It's one of the best things I've done for my business to date.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, guys, if you are looking to scale up or level up your online training business like Melissa, go to theptdc.com/OTA2. There's an application form. Fill out the application. You'll book your first of 2 phone calls. We vet people really, really strong for this. We want to make sure that you're right for it. We want to make sure that we can help you. And if we can't, we will quite honestly let you know. I got a thank you message from Alex a couple days ago that we did not sell to him, and instead gave him the exact steps that he needed to get to the point where he would be ready for OTA 2. And I really do mean that. We will work with you and help you if we can. If we think that we're not quite ready for you, then we'll tell you that. The next cohort is actually starting this week. So if you want to get in, now's the last chance to apply. Go to theptdc.com/OTA2. Fill out the application form. We'll get back to you pretty quick. Melisa, thank you so, so much. This was fun. Glad we got to have this chat, and your hair is better than mine.
It was awesome. Thank you so much.
This is the Online Trainer Show. Trainer Show. Trainer Show. This is the Online Trainer Show. We shouldn't have a podcast.